Hello and welcome to Blue Army TV. I'm sitting here in a very familiar kind of environment as I come to speak to you about us once again getting beat. A 2-1 defeat away from home at Grimsby Town. A different manager, a different formation, a bit of a different team, but that all too familiar end result of a loss has come back to bite us again. Look, today, I think referees in this league have been terrible for a long time. I don't think we can blame referees for why they were in the position we're in. I think a few years ago, I think you could definitely make a case for that. But where we are in the league for a reason, where we are in the league because we're poor, not because of refereeing decisions. That's the first time today where I've come out of that's the first time this season anyways, that I've come out of a game thinking, oh my God, we've been absolutely done by the referee. You know, because referees are poor, but they're usually poor for both teams. They're usually inconsistent, but inconsistent for both teams. You know, you get some decisions, you don't get others. Today was just, my God, I can't get my head around it. And you know, the last game against Swindon, and that Swindon result, I barely talked about the game in the match reaction because of talking about the manager who then did end up getting the sack. But today, back then, I don't think I spoke about the Jordan Jones yellow cards for diving, which I completely support the referee for. I completely support the referee, and I think there should be more yellow cards given out for players diving. And I completely support the 2 yellow cards that Jordan Jones got last week for his red, and he deserved to be suspended for this game. Hugel, today, no dive, I don't think. That didn't look like a dive. It might not have been a penalty. A lot of people think it is, and to be honest, I'm kind of one of those in that camp. But even if it's not a penalty, it's definitely not a dive. Because, why would you in that position? If it is, Hugel's an idiot. But then you've just got to look. The penalties we didn't get today there was so many. There was a blatant handball in the box that wasn't given. And I genuinely think on another day we could have had about 3 penalties today. They shouldn't have had 1. They were given a soft penalty for a tackle that there was really nothing in. And he didn't even give it right away. He gave it because of the reaction from the players, and that's the kind of decision that I hate the most, because you haven't given that. You've made the right decision, and you've crumbled under the pressure given to you by players, which, according to the rules, should be a booking. Because when, players aren't allowed to go run over at the ref and ask for a penalty. He stopped, didn't do anything, waited for the reaction from the players, and then gave it after the players reacted in the way that you're always going to, if one of your men goes down in the box, you're always going to appeal for a penalty. And he's folded, and I saw something out there that it was Trevor Kettle's son, which I think is absolutely unbelievable. If it's true, which I think it might be because of his kind of double-barrel last name. My God, why? What? what a dreadful family business to be in. But Christ, his dad was a horrendous referee, and it looks like he is as well, because that was stupid today. It was a stupid refereeing performance, and just wrong. It was just blatantly, factually wrong, and he really did my head in. It wasn't just that; it was little things as well. We're gonna have to talk about Mark Hughes now, but I just want to put my opinion out there that referee today, if there's some kind of punishments from the refereeing association, then I don't know, but it was just wrong. It was just stupid decisions from the referee. But on to more Carlisle related stuff, on to more team related stuff. We played with a back four, which I like. I think MacArthur was very poor at left back. I think he's been one of our better centre backs. He's had moments of errors, but he's been playing, and he had a really bad performance at left back today. I think every kind of threat came from that side. But it's just, he's not a left back. I've said it far too many times this season. Yes, players have had a bad performance in that position, but it's not their natural position. So what do you expect? I've said it so much under Mike Williamson, and I didn't think I'd have to be saying it under Mark Hughes. He's not a left back, and you've got a left back sitting on the bench in Cameron Harper. play him. But I thought you were gonna. That's why I said so in the kind of the last video when I talked about the possible formations for this season. Why on earth have we got one left back for a start? Definitely needed addressed in the transfer window, that left back position, and it wasn't even looked at. In fact, we'd let go a good attacking left back in Robinson. Well, I say good. I don't think it was, but it was at the very least a backup option to Harper. But we're playing a centre back at left back. We've had instances of playing wingers and midfielders at left wing back. Now we're just playing a centre back at left back. It's not his position. He's a defender, but he's on a left back. And he did some basic stuff wrong today. But you could tell a lot of the times he doesn't have the passing. He's not a great passer of the ball, which we need in the kind of possession-based style we're trying to play. You need that in your fullback. We've got that in Cameron Harper. We've got the perfect player for that role, and he's sitting on the bench and doesn't even get a look in today. It's really frustrating. But I said last week, a few days ago when Hughes was appointed, that if we saw 4-2-3-1, I think we might see Harry Lewis. He did go for that 4-2-3-1 today, which at times he switched up to like a 4-3-1-2. But largely the starting formation today was a 4-2-3-1. I was wrong. We didn't see Harry Lewis, and I'm very glad we didn't. We saw Breeze, who was probably our man of the match today. He kept us in it. He kept us in it a lot. Now, I will say, I've never seen a player worse on penalties. I've never even seen him go the right way. But, you can't. It's not an expectation from your keeper to save penalties, and he does the basic stuff right. He made plenty of good saves. He made a few double saves. There was that one that he won't be given the credit for because it was offside. But, the initial save that he made to then pat it out to the other player that scored who was offside. The initial save, if he hadn't made it, the goal wouldn't have been offside. Fantastic goalkeeping from him. He made some brilliant saves. And I think his performance deserved to get us a point out of it, because a lot of people are saying we played well today, and we played better. I think we suit a back four more. I like Whelan and Patching as the two defensive midfielders, like I said, would probably happen in the formations video. Embleton was the attacking midfielder, and I think he showed a lot of promise in that role. It suits him a lot more than in a midfield three or as a winger. That attacking midfielder in that kind of almost front four. I think he suits it a lot. But yeah, it's just I do think Grimsby were surprisingly good. I think they were better than I thought they would be. They were the better team, and you look. I know we've just gotten rid of a man who loves stats, and I was very against him for that. But if you look at the stats today, we were outdone in every single aspect: possession, shots on target, the dreaded XG. We were outperformed in all of them. But the way the defence played and the way Gabriel Breeze played, I think we deserved a point, and without that dodgy penalty decision, we probably should have got that. So I think we can feel hard done by for not getting at least a point out of today. It was better, and it was more of a balanced performance. And look, we should be doing better. We should be doing better putting our chances away. We had a few good chances. We should be doing better at passing the ball out. Not passing the ball out from the back, but winning that ball higher up the pitch. I think we need to be getting better at, and I think that was our run doing today. I don't think we did that enough, and they were just pushing onto us for a lot of that game. But hey, it's I've said it so many times this season, but it looks like a step in the right direction. I like that we're back to a back four. I really hope we play a left back instead of a centre back in that position. But I'm glad Breeze was still playing, which was a big worry for me. And I think you can be happy with the defensive midfielders and the centre backs, and issues at both full backs, I think, as well. I'm going to talk about Williams before I sign out. He was at fault for the first goal today. I think he wasn't anywhere near the ball, so it's hard to blame him. But that's why I am going to blame him. That attack came from our right back position, and he wasn't there for it. He was higher up the pitch, and as a wing back, he can get away with that. As a right back in a back four, where on earth is he at? Why is he pushed forward and he doesn't try and get back quick enough? And I think that's a big reason why we conceded that chance. But yeah, in terms of Hughes, I think he got the approach right, he got the personnel right. He just needs a few more training sessions to try and get into them. I'm disappointed we didn't see a new manager's bounce, because we even got that under Williamson, kind of in the very first game that we got back. But hopefully that bounce can start to happen. It took Ian Holloway a while to get that, but we don't have a while. We don't have time to get things under control and to get things going. We need to get going now. And hopefully another week in the training ground is all he needs. And hopefully after that, we're going to be much better as a team. We're going to know our roles a bit better. We're going to know who's playing. We're going to have a settled lineup, and we're going to know the game plan. We're going to know the game plan and how to execute it well. But yeah, I just hope this can be the start of something, because we should have got a point today. We were robbed by a disastrous refereeing performance. Which obviously people are going to argue. Grimsby fans are obviously going to argue that they weren't kind of undeserving of the win, and there are arguments for that. I don't think they're wrong. Just in the same way I'm not wrong. People are entitled to their opinions. I think we should have got something out of it. Am I happy with it? No. Am I angry with it? No. I think it's a perfectly average performance. And probably what I expected. Not what I hoped for, but what I expected. It could have gone a lot worse today, and it didn't. And I think we need to keep that in mind. But hopefully, we can keep building on this performance, and build on this formation and get more familiar with it, and get more familiar with playing a back four. Which we haven't seen at Brunton Park for a while, by the way. I've really missed a back four. Before Simo came into this club, I was a massive hater of the 5-back formation, or the 3-back formation, whatever you want to call it. I was always in favour of a back four. And then Simo came in and started winning things with a back five, and you've kind of got to then fall in love with it, as I did. But since he's gone, since he came in, we've seen nothing but back threes and back fives, and it's nice to get a taste of that back four formation again, and hopefully it can be successful for us. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and in a bit.